G'day cocktail lovers, I hope you've been keeping well. Hope you're ready for another cocktail, and I'm going to start this video by giving a shout out to the king of shout outs, Cocktail Tony. Guy who has a great time making cocktail videos on YouTube. We love him, and he loves giving shout outs, and he's given them to me in the past, and he recently gave me one, and he also said I should make a cocktail for him. And who am I to say no to Cocktail Tony? Nobody, that's who. So, cocktail for Cocktail Tony coming up. Now, the first thing I did when I thought, well, I need to do this, I just searched, are there any cocktails with the name Tony in them? And up popped one called the Pretty Tony. And I went, yeah, I'm going there, because he's pretty cool. So we're gonna make that for him now. And I'll say ahead of time, this is essentially a jazzed up gin and tonic, but I like the sound of it, but it's really simple. We're gonna make it straight in the glass, so let's get going. The first ingredient is gin, of course. As I said, it's a jazzed up gin and tonic, and the recipe called for an overproof gin, which is Tony all over as far as I'm concerned. Man is not shy about the amount of booze he puts into a cocktail. He's here to have a good time. So in that spirit, we are starting with 1.5 ounces of overproof gin. Oh, and another feature I'm having fun with in this is the ice. I got this idea from Vlad Slick Bartender. It's basically coloring ice by using red or purple cabbage. Some people call it red cabbage, some call it purple. And all you do, a few leaves of this cabbage and cover them in hot water, and it will leach the color right out of the cabbage. And then you can freeze the water and you have purple ice, which slowly diffuses this purple color into the drink, which I think is a cool idea. So I tried it. I actually tried it with one of my insulated cups that I use to make clear ice. If you've ever wanted to make super clear ice and you don't have much freezer space, there'll be a link at the end of the video for how to do that very easily. Trick is, use an insulated cup. And I made it with the purple water, and I had no idea what it would do. Would it be very clear and slightly purple? Turns out, no, it's very opaque purple. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what this does as the gin and tonic dilutes it. First up, like I said, we're doing straight in the glass, so I'm chucking in the 1.5 ounces of overproof gin, and you can see instantly pretty purple. One of the twists in Pretty Tony is throwing in 1/2 ounce of lime juice, which you usually wouldn't do in a gin and tonic. So straight in the glass, as I said, 1/2 ounce, 15 mils of lime juice. This is a gin and tonic, so now I'm going to top it up with the tonic. I'm just using a local brand, Cappy, which is actually exceptionally good, but you use the tonic water you have or you like, and we'll top it up. It'll be about 2 ounces of tonic going in the top. And now we've got that happening, I think I'll get Gaz Regan's finger to just give this a little stir. You can see my big old purple ice just sitting in there. I think it's living up to the name of the Pretty Tony. It's quite pretty as it goes this pink purple colour. That's the other thing. Apparently the colour in the cabbage is sensitive to the pH of the drink, and so because I added lime juice, rather than going really purple, it's tending more towards the pink. Final touch to the Pretty Tony, which sets it apart from a standard gin and tonic, is topping with bitters, and it calls for 10 dashes of Angostura bitters. And that's also going to add an interesting colour element. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That looks like about 10 dashes of Angostura bitters. Now you could mix that in. I think I'm going to let it float on the top actually. Just for fun, I'm going to do a mint garnish. The recipe did suggest if you were just squeezing straight from a 1/2 lime, throw that in the drink as a garnish. I'd actually previously squeezed my lime juice and I threw out the lime husks, so I didn't have it. But I thought, Tony, he's a fun guy and he's getting more into garnishes, so I'll whip the old mint leaves to get them to wake up and put a bit of the aroma out. I just thought that would go nice. I'm just gonna drop that right in there. So there we have the Pretty Tony. I'm going to taste it without stirring the bitters, which is going to be very bitter heavy first sip, but I'm just for fun, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I like it. Clearly it makes it very bitter. And I actually like having the mint on the nose, but I think most people are probably going to prefer that stirred in, so it's not quite such a bitter bite on the first taste. And it's mixed in. Wow, that is a really different take on a gin and tonic. This is not a drink for people with a sweet tooth, but if you like bitter drinks, and hell, Negroni is one of the most popular drinks around, and that's too bitter for me. But this, because gin is one of the more bitter spirits, tonic has a bitterness to it, and it's got heaps of bitters. Then you've got more sour, but a little bit of bitter from the lime as well. Honestly, if you had a sweet tooth, maybe, and some people might say this is sacrilegious, you might want to try putting a little bit of sugar syrup in here. Now, I didn't shake it. Normally with a citrus you would shake it, but I just wanted to show this was really easy to build straight in the glass. But you absolutely could shake it, which would probably be a good idea if you put like half an ounce of sugar syrup in as well. But no, that's actually pretty good. And I've made it prettier than most, arguably, with my purple ice in there. But yes, you don't have to use purple ice, you could use clear ice. But it just goes to show, you can play around with some old recipes and come up with some interesting twists. This, to me, it's still a very light drink. The bitterness, again, an acquired taste, I think. So, a little bit of an experiment. The Pretty Tony, a bitter and limey version of a gin and tonic. But like I said, I'm not that into bitter drinks, but I quite like all the little different flavors going on in here. So I hope you enjoyed me experimenting a little with this. If you did, I'd love to see you again soon. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do that. Hit the little bell, get the notifications, and go check out Cocktail Tony as well. A gentleman and a scholar and a man who loves having fun making drinks. And what's wrong with that? Nothing, I say. I'm going to finish off my Pretty Tony, and this is probably going to stain my tongue purple, but I don't mind. In the meantime, I'll just say look after yourself. Hope to see you again soon, and until I do see you, cheers.